Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, I will share with you about Learning Objective 1 for Chapter 8. I am Dr. Nurhafiza Muhammad Arifin, will be your instructor for Learning Objective Chapter 8. So, this is our learning objective, which is to develop a stakeholder analysis. First of all, we have to understand what is the definition of stakeholders. We can define stakeholders as individuals, groups, or even organizations that have a stake or claim in the project's outcome, regardless the project's success or unsuccess. So here in this diagram, you can see there are several types of stakeholders. For example, customers, users, investors, shareholders, community groups, competitors, media press, charities, and etc. So all of these group of people we can identify as stakeholders. Now we will look towards stakeholder analysis process. Overall, there are 7 steps for stakeholder analysis process. Start with develop a list of stakeholders who have interest in the successful or unsuccessful outcome of the project. Second step is to identify the stakeholders' interest in the project. Therefore, we can put +1 for positive interest, 0 for neutral, and -1 for negative interest. The third step is to determine the degree of influence each stakeholder has on a scale of 0, which mean no influence, to 10, which can influence and can terminate the project. Step 4 is to identify the potential conflicts of the stakeholders. Step 5, to define a role for each stakeholder, for example, as a champion, as a consultant, as a decision maker, and etc. Step 6 is to identify an objective for each stakeholder. For example, provide resources, guidance, expertise, acceptance, approval, and etc. And the last step is to identify a strategy for each stakeholder. For example, to build relationship, to maintain the relationship, to improve the relationship, or to re-establish the relationship. Therefore, we can prepare a table to show the stakeholder analysis process. Here we have 7 columns, and each column refers to the step in the stakeholder analysis. Starting from the stakeholder, which is about to identify the stakeholder and to identify the interests of the stakeholder, the influence of the stakeholder, the potential conflicts of the stakeholder, the role of the stakeholder, the objective of the stakeholder, and the strategy for relationship for the stakeholders. We come to the end of our sharing session. Here we have a mind mapping activity which based on to develop a stakeholder analysis. Therefore, you have to fill in the blank space and then submit it using the feedback section. So I hope that you will enjoy this mind mapping activity, and thank you very much for your attention. Bye.